What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside Guelph, where our goal is to provide you accessible and digestible information about the Guelph real estate market while connecting you to local businesses and local leaders in our community. Right now, you're watching the local business segment, where we're going to connect you with the people behind the businesses that make up Guelph. So we want to get you to know who they are, why they exist, and how to support them. All right, so before we begin the interview, I just want to take you into who we're taking a look at. So we're currently going to be interviewing Respira Air, and as you can see, here's their website. We'll link that down below. These guys are a very cool, innovative company here in Guelph that are creating some really cool products. As you can see here, here's a little quick demo. So if you want to know who these people are, why they created this, why they exist, stay tuned. You're going to see how you can support them and how to get your hands on this product. So stay tuned for the interview. It's coming up right now. Dylan Mitchell, thanks so much for joining us to Inside Guelph. Today we have New Earth Solutions here, and they have a brand new product, Respira Air. And I just want to kick off by asking you guys, what's the mission of New Earth Solutions, and how does Respira Air kind of fulfill that mission?
For sure. New Earth Solutions was built on the principle of improving the health of the built environment through connection to nature. And Respira was the first product we looked at once upon a time when we were beginning the company. Living walls where we wanted to niche our focus, and that was working within the indoor environment. And so the mission of Respira has become to improve the health of the indoor environment through connection to nature and improve indoor air quality.
Cool, yeah. I haven't seen anyone else take that on before, so that's really cool. I'm really excited to kind of dive into what you guys have here. So a question we have is why Guelph? Why choose Guelph to build your business in?
I believe the community of Guelph is very forward-thinking. People here have awareness around the environment and sustainability, and there are resources in place in the city of Guelph that will actually propel new startups. So we've been part of Innovation Guelph. We work with a local liaison at IRAP, so they help us with some government funds, and overall, certain members of the city council have been really supportive of us. Mentors who have reached out to us who just want to genuinely offer their help. Everybody seems very supportive of one another, and the culture of Guelph feels very aligned with our product. And geographically too, we're located in between, Hamilton's just down Highway 6, you have Waterloo, Cambridge, KW area over that way, and then Toronto's about an hour away. So for us to be located here geographically, doing a lot of driving when we were doing commercial installations, this was a perfect position to get multiple different other communities involved and easy access to it as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, cool. Thanks for sharing. How did your early childhood kind of shape this career path for you?
Great question. I personally really resonate with that because when I was growing up, I loved spending time in nature, bike riding through trails, just really enjoying the natural world. And as I got older, I started, kind of seeing the disconnect that existed in the urban environment and the natural environment, and also the harm that was being done to that natural world. So the core direction that I've been taking in, we're taking this company is to improve the health of our built environment.
Nice. Yeah. Now why not, right? Because with all this with the way they're building houses today, they're building them so airtight. There's not really a lot of natural flow, and I really think it's a great idea to help people, live a more natural life, because it's becoming very unnatural, as you guys know that. So absolutely. So at what point did you guys find each other and decide to go into business together?
That was 3 years ago, or 4 years ago actually. Mitch and I had done a door-to-door sales gig selling smart home technology, and we've been knocking doors out west. And after our first year, Mitch and I have both won the opportunity to be on a rookie retreat, where the company actually pursues you and tries to retain your talent by taking you to Hawaii and asking you to manage a team. And at the time, that was of interest to me, and Mitchell was more focused on sustainability within real estate, so we went our separate ways. And I continued to knock doors and run a team of 24 reps, and we just started to develop a really amazing culture, and our team was really well known within the company for being a team that was tight-knit. And my personal success after 3 years had kind of maxed out. I'd accomplished everything I'd set out to accomplish, broken every industry record there was to break. And at that time, Mitch had grown as a person and was looking to start his own business. And he approached me and asked me a really important question, which was, what is left for you here? And being someone that has a growth mindset, I was forced to answer honestly to myself and realize that there was no growth left here. It was just at that time about just gaining more capital. And I wanted to challenge myself again. So I asked him what he had in mind, and I'll let you kind of take it. Yeah, so I guess to rewind a bit, when we diverged paths after that year of knocking doors, that experience empowered me to know that I could walk into any situation and make business happen. So I started looking around, investigating different sustainable technologies, solar, LED lights, and I came across living walls. And through being introduced to that technology, I determined that there was actually a gap in that market. There was high demand, but the products that existed are all very expensive and relatively unattainable. And so right when that transition and focus was happening on living walls is when I reapproached Dylan and I said, hey, I think there's a real opportunity here. And I was just curious because I knew the work that went into put up the numbers that we did in our first year, and these guys were tripling, quadrupling those numbers. So I was like, I just need to learn what you're doing, and maybe that'll rub off on me. And after we got chatting and we had that conversation, we started taking a better look at the opportunity that existed to start a company and really niche down into the sustainable technology, which is living walls.
That's unreal. That's a really cool story. Thanks for sharing that. I mean, even looking at what you guys have done here, I'm sure cameras are picking this up. It's quite unique and it's really awesome. So I'm excited to keep going here.
As I mentioned, I just wanted to add too, as I mentioned earlier, like our story, we started multiple different companies prior to Respira and New Earth Solutions, and it was always focused on sustainability. And we both went to Guelph University and took the real estate program there. And Mitch and I had been roommates every year through university, and he was always pushing this idea of sustainability, and we were always selling these concepts. And I remember one project we had was called Choose Blue, and it was a sticker that you would put in the sink at the school to reduce the usage of hot water. And so when cold water touched the thermal sticker, a really positive message would pop up, enticing people to use cold water. And the idea fell flat, but we had many other business ventures before Respira and New Earth. And I guess to tie it all back, as I was mentioning to you before we hopped on camera here, my roommate Nick Singh in first year mentioned that I reminded him of a good friend of his from his hometown, which was Oakville, and that ended up being Mitch. So our story starts 8 years ago or so as friends, and then continuously trying business until finally we had a breakthrough with this.
I'm glad you guys did, because now we got something really cool to show for it, right? I mean, it does take failure to get to success, and I think a lot of people don't realize that sometimes, right? They fail the first time and then give up, right? So obviously with you guys, like a lot of successful entrepreneurs, they just keep going and pick what they want, right? So that's really a cool story for sure. It's awesome. I got my questions written down here, so I'll keep looking down. So what are the biggest challenges you guys are facing as co-owners of a small business?
I think as it started out with two guys, it's the same challenges that have existed from the beginning, which is specialized skills. And, we're both door knockers. I took grade 10 shop, so I became the project manager for construction projects. But I actually really focused in gaining that skill, and now I'm very efficient in construction and project management. Same with Dylan, marketing, like he's gained new skills, but as we're growing and growing, you can't take on every skill, so you need to build a team that makes up for your blind spots.
Right.
So I think the biggest challenge is understanding where our biggest and most critical blind spots are, and using the best resources to fill those, whether that be through hiring and investing capital, or investing in the existing people to gain new skills. So I guess to sum up your question, growing in a way that is sustainable for the company.
And there's other products out there. So how do you position yours against the competition?
That's a great question. The number one question we always received at trade shows was, how can I get one of these in my home? And the premium price that comes with a living wall, as well as the plant care and ongoing maintenance, really deterred a lot of people from doing that. And so when we realized that we were going to be first to market, we had to evaluate where we were going to be positioned within a market segment. That's how customers and clients are going to look at a product. They're going to associate certain beliefs that they have with your product based on whatever market segment you're in. And so we always talk about this rule of the job to be done theory, which is essentially your product is not doing one singular job, it's actually helping someone do a job. And an example I always use is a 1/8 drill bit isn't bought to make a 1/8 hole, it's bought to build whatever you're trying to build with that 1/8 hole. So it could be a playground, it could be a chair, but you're buying the drill bit to complete a project that you're working on, not just for a single hole. And so when we evaluated where our product would land, it was an air purifier, it was a humidifier, it was a living wall, it was a plant automated smart garden. And we had to assess multiple different markets, and we realized that where we landed was actually where all of those products were trying to land, which was improving the health of the home. And we were doing so with multiple different modalities, like connection to nature, improved air quality, humidification.
Yeah.
And so our goal and where our product lands is a piece of art in your home that can improve the health of your home through all of those things.
That's brilliant. I really like that. Yeah, because you're not attacking one of those specific segments and trying to compete there. You're creating your own blue ocean essentially, and then offer that to the marketplace, which is amazing.
Which to many of your viewers might seem contrary to the fact that, like in real estate, when I was thinking about becoming an agent or a broker, they always talk about niching down and like becoming the specialist in that area. But in this sense, we became one parcel that did many things.
Right.
So that is counterintuitive to what a lot of people believe they have to do or a product has to do.
Right.
In this sense, it really worked out for us.
And well, you created your own category almost, so
Exactly.
which is better than niching into the red ocean already, right?
Exactly.
So I mean, brilliant. I love it. It's so smart. So yeah, what's your advice for anyone looking to take on a challenge like this and start growing a team or become an entrepreneur? Do you have any words of advice or wisdom for them?
Mine would be, don't look too far ahead. If we knew all the challenges and action required to get to this point, we might not have ever started.
Right.
And so I would just say, take that first step, then the next step, reevaluate, and just kind of have the vision, have the direction, but don't get too caught up in every little task it would require to get there.
Cool. Yeah, any agree?
Yeah, it's really integrated into what Mitch said. It's start now. The idea and the thought and whatever's pulling you towards entrepreneurship or that project is coming to you at this time for a reason. You need to follow that instinct and that intuition, and don't let overthinking, like Mitch is saying, wreck that opportunity for you. Just have at it. Take a craft.
Get after it.
Yeah.
Nice. So this is pretty sweet right here. This is the product. How does someone buy it?
We've been on Indiegogo crowdfunding for the past 2 months. We raised over $250,000 in the last 2 months for the project, and now we are back on our website.
Okay.
So you can pre-order the unit and either purchase it outright or finance it through a payment plan that we have on our website.
Cool. So if we link the website on this interview, you can click on it, get to the product, and then they can purchase it right there.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. Make sure we do that. So what's next in store for you guys? What's next?
Next is actually going back to the original plan, which is a commercial product, and expanding this functionality to a product that can produce much larger walls and increase the performance and functionality of the technology altogether. So we're going to double down on our R&D. We're certainly going to make sure that this product lands and is fulfilled, and that we have a really successful company around the residential market. But we really do want to get our commercial business to market.
Cool. Nice. Appreciate it, guys. All the time you guys spent with us. Thank you very much. All right.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Hey, welcome back. I hope you really enjoyed that interview with Respira Air. If you like content like this, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, do all the great things. Hit that notification bell as well. So next time we do something like this, you'll be notified. Thanks again for joining us. Hope you have a great day.